welcome to Njenje Media TV. So let's get the ball rolling. Let's get cracking. So, how are we doing this evening? I hope every one of us is doing all right. And many of you might be surprised that I am coming online now more often. But as we say, it's there are things that happen when something bigger than the cricket creeps into the cricket board, and the cricket will begin to make some noise. I am indeed disheartened, and I am indeed sad for the development of what is happening in Nigeria in general and southern Nigeria in particular. One, let us start the conversation and let us have the conversation this evening, which is going to center around two planks. One is that a lot is happening now with ritual killing. I do not know how the younger ones suddenly believes that when they kill their fellow humans, and they will become rich. You know one thing, the elders will say, "Ekwughị ekwu mere ọnụ, anụghị anụ mere ntị." You can blame the mouth for not speaking. Well, we then must also blame the ear for not hearing, or for not adhering to the admonition. Schon guten Abend, Regnard Roberts. Wie geht's dir? So the question this evening is very simple. What has driven us to the point that we are now living like those who live in the 20 in the I don't know, in the whatever century, to the point that the House of Assembly is now thinking of declaring a state of emergency regarding the ritual killing happening in Nigeria. I find it sad, but that reaffirms something also, the videos that violated me, some of the videos I saw within the week. Now, I will start by looking at the following. Here you have from the Nation's newspaper. Obviously, I'd also seen the video of the House deliberation, but you can see I just quickly, for reference purposes, gone to the Nation's newspaper where it says the House of Assembly has declared a national emergency on the increasing spate of ritual killings. The Green Chamber asks the Inspector General of Police to bring to book all those involved in the act. The House also asked Nigerian Film and Video Censor Board to increase monitoring of video produced within ritual killings content and ensure that such are deleted in line with the mandate. And these are two critical things here. One, I think, in as much as I applaud the politicians or the House of Rep for getting involved, but again, they cannot feign ignorance of that, because many and some of their members at the state level and I think on two occasions at federal level had been caught in the act of ritual killing or ritual performance in a bid to gain power, to win election, and in a bid to do one thing or the other. Whatever they do with it, that is for them. But the tragedy that is befalling us now, people, is that our young ones. I'll play out some videos. This is unbelievable. The tragedy that is befalling us now is that our younger ones now believe that the only way they can make money now is to kill another person. Or some of them believe the one they call Yahoo Yahoo Plus, that is only by engaging in rituals, and sometimes when they engage in these rituals, human beings, they use humans for sacrifice. I mean, it's honestly, But I keep asking myself, how is it that the man who is performing this for you still lives in an uncompleted building? How is it that the man that performs this nonsense, sorry, but that's what it is, still, wallows in abject poverty? Poverty is shaking his hands morning, day, and night. How is it that the man who is promising you to make you million, how is it that you cannot think for once? Have you ever seen any person become rich by ritual? Have if you count the, let's say, take 1,000 people, the richest 1,000 people in this world, you will not see a ritualist there. What you see is people who got rich by solving problem. That's the only way you get rich. You have to find a niche, you solve a problem, then you make money. Imagine, haven't they asked themselves, did Mark Zuckerberg, I mean, look at what is happening within the blockchain. For those of you who don't know, or those of you who know who are into blockchain, look at Web3. Look at all the cryptos. People are using their goddamn giving brains to go out and make money, create value. Even here, even in these what's it called? YouTube street. One of the richest person on YouTube is from Nigeria, is Makangel. You know, the little girl, what's her name again? Emanuela. You know how many millions they make. And where is this madness called ritual killing? And I saw this video and I thought to myself, this is the height of insanity, because there is no other way to define what I saw in this video rather than to say that this is insane. When I say insane, I mean it by every sense of it. This is insanity for insanity squared, insanity amplified. There's no other way. The other day, it is Njenje Jesus. He gets women, people that could be in the range of our wives, our sisters, our daughters, get them naked, see their nakedness, and get them to go have a shower, a bath in the river, in the hope that they are going to make money. I don't know how we descend this low, because personally it breaks my heart. Now, let me quickly get us some of these videos in case for many of you who may not have seen them. For many of you who may not have seen them. Now, take for instance, how do we explain this? How do we explain this? Now, you see, this is the level that I watch here. On the floor, you will see telephone. So, meaning they are performing sacrifices on their telephone so that they can see. Tell me the hope of the generation that is engaging in such barbarity. They are putting their telephones on the floor and doing whatever they are doing, performing rituals, hoping that they can use this telephone to scam people, and that's become a trade. Imagine if you have a son, a daughter, and they say he goes to nursery school, and they say, "Oh, what does your papa do? Or what does your dad do?" They say, "Oh, my papa is a Yahoo man. He's a ritualist." Is that how the next generation is going to take over? We can blame government for so many things, but I mean, I have never seen a thing like this. I have never seen a thing like this, because this is, honestly, it is more than unbelievable. It is more than, it is more than unbelievable. Now, you see, they will kill this cow, right? take the blood, now have a bath with the blood. Check it out.
Body spirit. Now you do again no what time. Yeah, I'm not how you cook over. How many you who need mendo? Before 21 days. I don't know to do here before 21 days, but I hear now about 21 candles.
I need Risha.
Too much money. Yeah, about that. Huh?
Did you hear that? Before 21 days. For those of you who do not understand Igbo, it says before 21 days, there will be too much money. Jeez. Do you know how long it takes to plant, to make your investment, to nurture your investment, to grow your business? How do we on earth, if you look at the environment of the native doctor in question is all over is written poverty. Yet they are believing this level of idiocy. Now watch this. See the telephones on the floor. Now they've killed the cow. They've used the blood of the cow to start doing whatever they are doing. Look at our young men. If you're a parent, imagine. Honestly, I don't know. I watched this and my heart broke. You know why my heart broke? Imagine you are a father and you're watching this. One of them sitting down there is your son. Just think for a moment. Pause for a moment. How would you feel?
And the pack I'm not one of food that day.
Now, when you look at this, you now get to the last part of that video, the final one that now says the following. And you see when the cow obviously is being deleted and they are now having a bath with the blood of the cow. And I'm like, cry for my generation. Now, see the color of the water with which they are bathing. Right. This is unbelievable. You see, huh? You see, red. You see, red.
Yeah, waiting. I go tell my mother if I go back, I don't make
It is heartbreaking. It is heartbreaking. Heartbreaking. Ritual everywhere. In Imo State, there was a woman allegedly that the son attacked her and wanted to use the mom for ritual. In Imo State, a son attacked her own mom, wanting to use her for ritual. Look at that. Look at the mom here. You can see the mom in pool of her own blood. Utter confusion, just having survived the attack of own son. Now, you see, for saving her and giving her a new life. For saving her and giving her a new life. Sometimes, is this peer pressure? Is this just everybody wants to make money? Is this how to? There are things that really, it got me speechless. And here is the son in question.
You have a mission.
Yeah.
He has a mission.
But na them sabi abeg.
So
Na him sabi, man.
that is allegedly that's what was alleged that the son was doing.
He failed his mission. That is what.
Then I'm just wondering, how come this thing just got terrible? How come?
This one is small thing for Abuja.
And it appears it appears many of us are not interested. Look at it. If you if this conversation now was to be anything sex tape leak or whatever, you might have up to 2,000 people watching online. Everybody's just listening to nonsense. But when it comes to societal ills, things that every one of us must condemn and come together, you may not have many people, willing to watch and willing to stay tuned. I say that I condemn this in its entirety. My heart bleeds because now the green chambers have they've asked the Nigerian film industry and film and video censor board to increase monitoring of tape produced with ritual killing. For me, I think all these Nollywood movie, somebody goes from Ogun, from Imo, from Anambra, comes into Lagos. Before you know what is happening, he performs ritual, he makes money. Should be any nonsense like that should be like 15-year jail term or 50 million fine, so that the nonsense will stop. Because this is how the whole thing got escalated. Many of you who are within the African continent, many of you who live within African continent, if you meet another African, the first thing many times they will ask you if you do juju, because they have seen you. It's just like when we were growing up, when we watched Indian film for so much, so some of them, Jawani, Jamina, Jami Tuwe, hey, we watched Indian film to a point that all we thought Indians were doing, Indian like snake girl. It gets into the subconsciousness. It's only when one becomes an adult and really got exposed and you begin to see Indians in a different light. But if not, growing up, if you see any pretty Indian woman that time in Nigeria, you'll be walking the other side of the street because you think this woman must be snake because of what has been portrayed in those movies. But here, the movies that we produce, sadly again, by our own brothers and sisters, by our own, and I have many of them as friends. I tongue lash them because when you want to do epic movies, yes, I was part of them before, but I never in any way, shape, or form engaged in. When I wrote script, while I was with NT, I wrote scripts for Tales by Moonlight. Tales by Moonlight. Those were, storylines that we had for kids to teach morals. Tales by Moonlight, there were templates how guiding us how we should write those scripts. During the days of Adi and Lawyer DB and my boss, Sadiq Daba, that was what it was. But not now. Everyone just, we must get a grip. If we don't get a grip of this madness, it's going to hurt us all, every one of us. Life is not safe. The other day, I read, it was funny, but don't be surprised that people will take it serious. That it is when you use an albino person to do juju that it gives you more. And I'm like, what manner of crap are we talking about? Before you knew it, it's now for bald people. If you use a bald person to do juju, I'm like, it's getting sillier by day. It's getting sillier that mamas no longer allow their male children, when they come back from the higher institution, when your mom is going to bed, your mom will make sure she locks the door, afraid of his own son. I mean, in our time, you came back from the university, your parents are over the moon. You do everything, but now the parents are now being more careful because of what the children could do to them. They all want money. How on earth can a child in the university thinking of riding a Benz? How? Are you engaging in any e-commerce business? Are you engaging in any e-commerce arbitrage? Are you engaging in, I mean, what is the gainful employment that you did, that you are doing, that would make you think of such? In my own days, I had Okadas, I had people riding Okada for me. They make daily returns, they make weekly returns. In our own days, we had people, you know, I go to Cotonou, I buy okrika, and you make them up, you sell them in school, and you make money. You live like a big boy, but you know, but these days, these children are just basically, without doing anything, trying to engage. There was a time one was growing up, you basically thinking, how can you looked up to people and you said, okay, in the next 10, 15 years, but no, 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 nobody talks about 5, 10, 15 years. No, it is now. 21 days. You go to the criminal in Onitsha called Onyeze, whatever, criminal. That one, he will keep people naked, say they will kill ram, and they would do what? I don't know if he's a native doctor or if he's a. Jesus Christ. Man. Lost the Osagogia. Yeah, Tales by Moonlight. If you go back, Tales by Moonlight, written between 1998, 99, 2000. Go when the finishes at the bottom. You probably see my name either as props or as written by, credits given. That time we write any accepted script you wrote for Tales by Moonlight, we were paid 500 naira. 500 naira, of course, we were happy. I was happy to go on set with Sadiq Daba. I was happy to go on set with my immediate boss, director Akbozo. I was happy to work a man, Adi Eloyen. I don't know if it should be in Port Harcourt now. The guy was a workaholic. These are people that we looked up to. We take light. This man will be in NTA office, Victoria Island. He will be there still working 6:30, 7, 8. This man will be using candle to work. Because you can't go. Shame no go even catch you to say, I want to go. Because you're looking at your boss immersed in work. Adeloye Dibe was the one that transcribed Things Fall Apart into movie. Adeloye Dibe. He started, I think that time, one of the things that inspired me, he studied in Brazil. One of the reasons why I remember that time vividly, the reason why I moved and I went to Germany to study was because of later Chuba Okadibo, who studied in Leipzig in Germany. Those of you in Germany here watching will know Leipzig. In the Eastern Bloc. Reading his story, I was so inspired. I mean, I'm telling you, these are people that we, it's not about till tomorrow. There are people that I look up to. You want to live a simple life like them. But today, these children just money, 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 money. You can kill your mom, you can kill your sister. Even now, they sing about it. They sing with it. Who no get whatever, who no get motor, who know whether man, the generation is gone. But we must do our best to reverse it. We cannot just keep up the fight like that. We must do our best to reverse it. And in doing our best, my contribution is to constantly keep talking. We must not stop talking. We must not stop talking, people. Please share this video. If you haven't subscribed to this platform, please subscribe. Get the comment section busy. I know we are not so many today. Obviously, maybe because of the topic, not so many would want to really, because it appears the mentality of the younger ones is so messed up. And I cannot place my hand exactly what is messing them up. How can children giving birth to lions How can they just be feeding on grass? Whoever told them that killing another human being will make you rich in 21 days, that is arrant nonsense. I bet you, the way you are, if they give you 1 billion, boom, it's either you got mad or the money will disappear. You know why? Because when it comes to wealth, you grow in wealth. There are wealth that if you don't grow, that's why you see people, when people win lottery or when people just hit money, they say, you do 419, you hit big money. Give the person 10 years, the money will disappear. It's not that the money, nothing happens to it. No, it's because the person hasn't grown into managing wealth. I recall when I borrowed money from my dad to buy a bicycle to go to the field, people will cycle and I collect 1 naira. Then you grow from bicycle. I moved into like a moped, a wheelbarrow, tire stuff, Belgium. Then moved into moped. From moped, you moved into a proper 125 engines. For Okada. That is how you grow. But just suddenly from nowhere, 16 years, bah, you get 200 million. You run mad because you don't know what to do with it. The only thing you can do, you smoke and drink. That's all. There is nothing. There is nothing you can do with it. Money, you cannot pluck money. Money sustain. I tell people, there was a time I was telling my wife this. I said, listen, get to a point where you make money while you sleep. That's when you know that you're making while you sleep. Those problems you're solving, people are making their contributions while you are asleep. You cannot only make money while you are awake. But here, these ones don't want to even work. They don't want to even make money while they just want 21 days. You hear the native doctor talking nonsense, telling them they will make too much money. See the language is too much money. He said, I have no apologies. What you see, if you're watching me and you haven't gone in, please don't. It doesn't work. It's 419. You are the Mugu. Any one of them you see there, all those people, all the 20, how many of them, they don't chop the Mugu. They've been chopped. They've been Mugu chopped because nothing would happen. You can't. There is no shortcut. I don't know how to say this. There is no shortcut. You know what it is? I joined a space program yesterday, and these guys we are talking about UI for Web3. These brilliant Nigerian chaps talking about these things. I'm like, jeez. I bet you any of them on that platform last night, give them 10 more years, these guys will be multi-millionaires because what they were talking about Web3, talking about, the things within the blockchain. These areas are the future. Coding. No. All these people do is to fry their hair like people that have started smoking and just go kill something. Either you kill a human being or you kill something, in order to make money. People, it doesn't work. They work, they work. If they work, why must the Juju man tell him son to come and be killing something? You see many of them now. You see many of them. The other one saying, I kill waiting. You see many of them. They now saying they do okite. I don't know whether it's social media or what. Why is the madness so just everywhere? They're showing you, they do this sport, they do this one, the other one is calling number. Yet the person there calling the number day in, day out, following him in the bush, doing this, cutting wood, cutting this, doesn't want to drive Jeep, right? If you look at some of them, you see these are freaking poverty-stricken people. You know why? One of them was showcasing that he bought a new car. Look at it. He bought a freaking old Lexus 350. Lexus 350. converted it with the face, give it a facelift. If you look at the back, it be like somebody with a flat tire. But from the front, it looks different. And I'm like, this is poverty-stricken human being. If really you're making money from your rituals, if really you're making money from this, go buy tear rubber. When we say tear rubber, you see the type where Cubana them they use, brand new. Just go to Coscharis, buy tear them the rubber, or go to Innocent. But you can't, because you are still in poverty. Whether it is a church or whatever, you see everything there, it's still poverty-stricken people. There is nothing like ritual money. Dr. Koye, save a life. Many of you will know him. A very good friend. I would interview him hopefully very soon. Let's agree on a date. He made an analysis that I think I agree. He said that this killing is just basically idiotic. And beyond that, what he was actually saying is that these people in question, when they say they do ritual, that what they end up doing is organ harvest. Think about it. He could be right. He's a medical doctor. There might be one or two things he knows. But that you kill a human being to the point that a 14-year-old boy, when I was 14, with the naked, they run for street. Our pants na Superman pants na super. What did they draw Superman? Yellow, coat of many colors. Who they naked they run when it they rain. Who they swim the rain water with all the dirty way they there. But now a 14-year-old is not even trying to enjoy the innocence of a child. The parents are even pushing them to go and make money. Go and join them and do Yahoo. You can imagine at age of 14. I have a 14-year-old daughter, for Christ's sake. And I can't imagine. You just tell her to go and make. Jesus Christ. I mean, the thought alone is sickening. But here in Nigeria today, a mother will tell a 14-year-old boy, go from data, go bini, make una go hustle. Waiting your orders they do, make una go do. If na ritual, make una go. If na Yahoo Plus, make una go. Hey! Hello, man. I can be human. Anyway, to round up this segment, I say to us people, I do not believe that. I do not believe. I know this thing doesn't work. Please do not engage in them. If not for anything, let me be poor and remain sane. Of what? Let me just be the way I am. I'm contented. But it is indeed nonsense. And Imo says this is not the fault, Nollywood for supply versus demand. No. There is a reason, Imo, why you have a censorship board. They are there to do some things. There are things. There is a reason why you have what's it called? National Orientation Ministry or Agency. Because there are certain values, ethics that ought to be pushed out, certain narrative. Onyanima, I believe you are in London. There are certain narratives. Onyanimo, you are in London. I'll tell you one advert that plays in London. There is an advert that plays in London that you hear a car. The car smashes. Sham. The voice will tell you, don't drink and drive. If you drink and drive, you get yourself involved in an accident. It could be costly. You lose your license. When you lose your license, you're likely to lose your job. If you lose your job, you're likely to go into debt. If you go into debt, the spiral downward continues. That is the job of the agency dedicated to that, to tell you the consequences of drinking and driving. And if then found that you are drunk while you're driving, You lose your house. Eventually, you could lose your house. You could lose your house because if you're not able to pay your mortgage or pay your rent, how much is the government paying you when you lose your job? £67, is it? Is it £67 if before then you live in a house that pays £1,800 a month? Are you going to survive with £67? The answer is definitely no. You go into crisis. So there is a reason, and I believe Nollywood has something to do here. Nollywood could help us. Nollywood must change the narrative. Nollywood make more videos on the apprenticeships. If you speak to Koscharis today, Koscharis will tell you how I served my orga. If you speak to Chikasin, Chikasin will tell you the same thing. If you speak to even Senator Ifanyo, but he will tell you my boss, my orga. Who is his orga? Ibeto. So at the end of the day, there must be mentorship. All these things are just dying down. People could write and let people mentor them. Not everything is not about money, 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 money. Jeez. Anyway, I think we must have to. I think I agree with Dimitri Tama that Nollywood is contributing to all the madness. I tell you, for instance, you see them now, the way they spray money. You tell me this is normal. There are things, if we need to get this society back on track, say for instance, the ostentatious display of wealth must stop. Must stop. If you're spraying too much money, there should people that should actually accustom you, know how much tax you're paying. You can't be paying 500,000 in a year and be spending money like that. If you want to spend the money, yes, pay the commensurate tax. The use of convoy must stop, both by politicians and by individuals. We must come back to a sane society. If you're driving on a road, you don't need to be honking like a mad person. But when you drive here, the environment makes you to horn sometimes. How can, if you're driving, for instance, somebody is hogging the left lane, you're supposed to use the left lane to overtake somebody, and somebody is standing there. You're flashing the light, ignores you until you horn. Maybe where is the individual? Where is the brain of that person driving that car? Lane hogging is punishable. So there is a lot that is going bad that we need to address, people. Now, that is it on the first segment. The second segment, people, takes me to Imo State. Again, many of you may not like my submissions this evening, but who cares? All I say is that may the earth upon which my foot are now standing bear me witness that I did on this day say that these things are not right. That I did on this day lend my voice for the madness to stop. I go to Owerri. There is something happening in Owerri that worries me. What is happening in Owerri is so worrisome in a way that if care is not taken, we will have IDP camp in Owerri. Yes. Communities are running away from Owerri because unknown gunmen and the vigilantes are fighting themselves. It took me time. I started getting information about this towards the end of January. But it took me time to do my investigations before I come up to talk about this. There was a video yesterday trending on Facebook. And when I read the comments of my fellow brothers from the Southeast, I was worried. I was worried. Let me play us this video for many of you who probably haven't seen it. Let me sorry. Let me play us this video. So that video, just let me quickly find the video. Okay. Before I get to that particular video, let me um okay, that's the video here. Now, why this video worries me is this. No matter your anger, no matter what you think you can, non-state actors cannot engage state actors and win. It doesn't happen. The more you continue driving on this trajectory, the more you destroy your place. My good friend, what's it called? My good friend Asukwo, the cartoonist for this day, whom I once have had a conversation on this platform, had this cartoon here. Think about it. No, I think that's sorry. That's the wrong one. Sorry. There's a cartoon. Let me quickly find that. My friend Soko put up a cartoon about 2 years ago. Many of us probably, when I think about 2019 was when he put up that cartoon, or sometime 2020. I can't remember. No, sorry, about 2020. But when I now think about it deeper, I see the wisdom in him. When he was talking about how the Northwest had created a monster in the name of Boko Haram, many of us didn't entirely understand another angle to his cartoon. So let me show his cartoon here. So when look at this cartoon, some of you take offense, but who cares? At the end of the day, let the message sink in. For a moment, on your left, it said here, breeding terror. You can see the cap on the floor, the bone and the skull. That monster has grown to a point that you can see the blood on the wall, meaning that monster has let loose, and everyone. Then there is fire on the mountain. That is Asukwo. I believe if Nigeria actually want to do something, I am proposing that Asukwo should be given a national honor. Asukwo is nothing but a genius in using just few graphics to represent deep stuff that only deep thinkers most times would understand. Now, bear in mind, this is on plank one. Now, let's come back to the video that I said that broke my heart.
For life.
Now, when you look at this, and people are hailing this, I get worried. I repeat again, non-state actors cannot win against state actors. All you can do is you destroy the little you have, and that is what is actually happening right now. Watch. Ask yourself the level of firearm in the hands of non-state actors. Who controls them? Who's going to take them away? At the end of the day, we are heading to a very dangerous place. I see, if care is not taken, us becoming like Southern Cameroon. We are not in works, where warlords have carved out various parts of Southern Cameroon, and people are now vacating. Now this is what is happening.
I got me for no bar. They will back us in a hand Nigeria zone. Joint team. Wanna get receive here, get that. This is our enforcement. Oh, gonna bowl on the mother, gonna watch up on the mother, go feel on our right on. Get on, I will guy now. Then I'm more tank on her. Kind of fair. Sniper on her. Kind of fair. Chain gun on her. Kind of fair. Oh, your boss somewhere. Oh, your boss somewhere. This is we, no be done.
My people, if this doesn't worry you, it worries me. As ni ifo kenye na ni wefu, mataligore no era afia. This worries me. With this, I can tell you that the future is bleak. The real story here is unknown government and Ebubago have been trading blames. Some people reached out to me saying that Ebubago burned some houses. When I say Ebubago, for many of you non-Igbos here, Ebubago is the regional security outfit for the Southeast. Mostly for now, more active in Ebonyi State and Imo State. I will share with us a video that I was sent. All I did was to compile that video into one. Let's watch this video, because what I'm trying to do this evening, people, I will not take side. I will look at issues critically, diverging myself out of it. If there are blames to be placed, I don't bloody care to whom the blame will be given. That blame must be laid on the foot of whoever is to blame this evening. Now, this is what they accused the Ebubago of doing. All you can see here is houses burned as a result of the escalation of this conflict. Because this conflict is on two sides. On two sides. Look at somebody's house. Look at houses burnt. This is happening in Imo State, and they say nobody is talking about it. If no platform is, nobody is talking about it. I am bringing this to the world that if care is not taken very soon in Imo State, we will be like the Northeast. We will begin to have these issues, and these issues must be addressed now, not tomorrow.
Ndị Ebubago ka anyị larị, ọ bụghị kwa nnukwu gọọmenti. Ebubago, lee ihe na-emebe Basil a gbara pieces. A gbara ya abịa pieces. Leekwe ya maka ndị ji ya lee believe mmekwanị na anyị ọ karịziri ihe na-emezila ụda dị too much. Lekwa be Basil Ugwudike. Be Basil. Ke na na afọ obube esili ya nwobi. Ke obube esili ya nwobi. Ke obube esili ya nwobi. Be esili ya nwobi gbara pieces. Lele be esili. Gbara pieces. Efuru esili ya nwobi ndebe nwobi lele da.
Now watching this, my heart bleeds. Watching this, my heart bleeds. You know why my heart bleeds? These are houses that's been destroyed. they are blaming Ebubago. There are 2 points to this. I'm only going to say what I found out. The narrative on this video says that this was done by Ebubago, that Ebubago invaded the community with the army and done this. When I rang, when I made calls and I spoke to some people in the locality, another story has it that the unknown gunmen, that some of them said they were no longer going to engage in some of the atrocities they do in the name of whatever they do it for. Now, as that was going on, according to what I was told, there was an attack. Some of them lost their men. In revenge, they came back and burned places they believe were the ancestral homes of those that attacked them. Again, we are heading close to what happened during the time of Samuel Doe. You remember? Eventually, we are heading to what is happening in southern Cameroon when warlords submerge and subdue the people. Like Boko Haram is taking taxes now. If this is not nipped in the bud, we will get to a point that this will be where we'll find ourselves. It will be a case of this cartoon by Asoko. It will be a case of this cartoon that we will get to a point that the monster that is brewing now in our backyard will get to a point that is going to be unstoppable. My plea to the government of Imo State, please, and that by extension, all the governments in the southeast, please, I beg, I kneel down and I beg you people, speak to your people. The destruction you are looking at here is not done by Fulani, not by Yoruba, nor Hausa, nor anything. The destruction you're looking at is done by Igbos. It's done by Imo people in Imo State. Now, Imo people are running away from their own state. Imo people are running away from Imo now into Anambra State. If that does not hurt you as Onyibo, if that does not make you sad, I don't know what will make me sad. It hurts me to sit down here and see my own people running away from their houses. Some of them, while they were laughing, but it brings back the memory of the Biafran war. But now you're not fighting against someone else, you're fighting against yourself, for Christ's sake. Look at it. This is what happened in Imo. I believe this.
You can do my boss. Help on Wabia. Na boss. As in the Bubago, no, let can down you to lead not cheap behind you see.
Now, this is it. According to this video, again, the narrative behind it is that this happened in our Mama in Imo State. Our Mama is close to Anambra State at the border town. Now, what you are looking at now, people leaving their houses with virtually nothing, running away to get into Anambra State for safety. What if this is not nipped in the bud in the next couple of days, and probably Anambra can no longer contain? Because at the end of the day, there is no camp in Anambra. They are going to go to relations or friends, to their houses. But if this continues unabated, unchecked, people, we are having a big problem in our hand, and this must be addressed.
Yeah, boss. Just imagine. Come on to Keja boy bye. I have a list of Anambra and God is safe. I got war zone. I got Biafra second to Canal. I got Biafra second to Canal. The land by everybody. I have also. Okay, Kahil. Anya na-ahụ na ndị mmadụ. A na-agwa ndị mmadụ ihe na-emela awa hapụ ilo nọ njakịrị. Kahil! Mgbadabi! A na-agba ọsọ nwa akọpụrụ. Ama ihe na update leta. Ama ihe na update leta. Ama ihe na update leta biko ni. Na-egbe karịsịrị. Adi Agiro! Abian way, let us Abian way.
Now, if you don't understand what they're saying, they're basically saying we are not going to use the road. We must use the roads they call the Appian way, the hinterland way, in order to get to Anambra. Now, none of them, you couldn't see any of them with any of their luggages. None of them had a motorbike or anything, no bicycle. They were all on foot. And this is freaking happening in 21st century in the Southeast. If this is not getting you mad, it's getting me mad. It's getting me mad. This madness must stop. And that includes the madness of senseless sit-at-home enforcement. It must stop, people. It must stop. What has happened to us? We are creating a monster that is going to consume all of us. And many of you in Southeast Asia, many of you in the diaspora, sitting where you are, shouting, writing idiotically, oh, the sit-at-home must continue. Oh, it's autopilot. Oh, is this? I say, what has happened to your brains? Have you used your brains for kunu or what? What is wrong with us? Sit at home every Monday to achieve what? You are destroying the Southeast. Every Tuesday, almost every Tuesday, a flight leaving in Enugu, people miss those flights because they couldn't do their COVID test on Monday in order to fly on Tuesday, because every Monday when they come out, they say they cannot go. Every day, every Monday, you see a whole states in the South is locked down because some charlatans, that's what I call them, say everybody must sit at home. I think the patience of the people is being pushed to the wall. The patience of the people. Let no idiot tell me, oh, the people are sitting at home, oh, because they like it. It is pure madness. Pure madness. I feel like shedding tears. Yesterday, a petrol attendant in my community in Ezinifte was shot down, was shot dead. Sadly, I cannot show the video because of blood that is littered everywhere. Oh, a petrol attendant. What was his crime? They took petrol. He asked for money. They gave him bullet. Jesus Christ. People, that is where we are headed to. That is where we are headed to. The same yesterday, in Ekulobia, the local government headquarters of Agwata local government, a traffic warder called Biggie was gunned down. What was his crime? He dressed up. He came to work, doing the best he can. I would spare us the video, but let's listen to the voice and the lamentation of the people. This is the dead body there, so that YouTube doesn't flag it. I wouldn't put it on the screen. Yesterday, Tuesday, this guy just died. And you ask yourself, what is all this madness for? Across board, from the politicians stealing the monies meant for the youth. Across board. Politicians are not better. The youth are von gaga. How can a society run like this? How? We must, people, please, let's retrace our steps. Every known criminal you know before now, every criminal you know as a criminal now, they virtually sewn uniform now. And they now carry guns openly in the street of Southeast. Every blessed day you must hear this one kidnapped, this one. Every known criminal we know. Agbakwanozo wole mbo heiji. Agbahozo wole mbo heiji. Agbamba tunogo, agbato tunogo. Orogwe ka apiala ako. This madness must stop. This madness must stop because this is pure madness. Look at the state of Imo State. Look at
let us Abianwe.
To be in school. Look at them running, going to a place they don't know.
Okay, you make it choose somewhere.
Look at them. You sit down there, we blame, we say they did not. They didn't condemn Boko Haram when he started. When we must condemn our own now, because if we don't, what is happening in the Northeast will be a child's play. Let it be on record. What is happening? I condemn it. I condemn it in totality. I cannot be a part of this level of madness. Look at my people. My people. My people are running away from their houses. My people. Being pursued by their own people because they do not want bullets to hit them. Look at the mother there. No bag, no nothing. With children running on barefoot to enter into another state, happening in February 2022, not 1967. Come on, people. Come on. Look at them. Look at them. See? Children, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, running so that bullets will not hit them. And we think this is going to take us anywhere. I close with the following. People, if we are a wise people, we must come and begin to speak to ourselves. We must have communication, we must have conversations in order to get ourselves going, and let's continue, and we must start rebuilding and rehabilitating the destructions. Imo State has become a place that when you remember, you nearly shed tears. My heart bleeds. My heart bleeds that on one hand, the youth of tomorrow, the future that we pray for, are engaging in ritual killing. The ones that are not engaging are engaging in criminality. Because what I see is nothing than utter criminality. The politicians, those we've yielded our powers in the social contract to act on our behalf. They have stolen and they've raped us without any form of protection. They have stolen us dry and commingled each and everything left. Nothing is left. I say to the politicians in the Southeast, I do not care what the politicians elsewhere do, but I care what they do in the Southeast. Politicians in the Southeast, hear me and hear me loud. Hear me and hear me clear. we must begin to engage the people. We must begin to do the needful for the people. The people are hungry. Yes, hunger is not a reason for one to engage in crime. Agreed. But please, they say prevention is better than cure. Any one of you watching me, any one of you that watch me later, I believe if you're sensible enough, you will agree with me that the glorification of arms into the hands of the non-state actors is a danger that will do all of us no good. A danger that will do all of us no good. On that note, I will say thank you once more for being part of this conversation. Cum outburst, but I am indeed very, very angry for the things happening, be it the ritual killing, be it the uh, invasion of our homestead. That must be on record that this platform condemns it. This platform is not a party to it, and that must stop from all fronts. On that note, I say good night, everyone. I am still Mazi. It's okay. And bye for now.